Morning guys, welcome back to Derby Koi. Right, today, let's get this open. Couple of jobs I'm hoping to get done today, but that's better. Firstly, roof. We've finally got a dry day. It's going to be dry this weekend, and it's reasonably warm today. It's about 10 degrees, so it's not too bad. So what I'm going to do today is attempt to get this tarpaulin on. Don't know if it's going to be a permanent fix or what, we'll see. There's other options if I need to change it later on, but it is a heavy duty tarpaulin aboard, so I want to get that on today. Also this weekend what I want to do, if you remember my diesel heater, I had issues with my diesel heater. I did order a new motherboard for the 2 kilowatt one. At the moment I got the 5 kilowatt one, which is running sweet as a nut, but it does use a lot more diesel. So I ordered a new motherboard, fitted it all in, connected it all back up, and it still don't work. So I'll give up on that. I was unsure, so I thought, well, I'll have to keep using the 5 kilowatt one, but I had a surprise delivery yesterday. As you all know, it was just a cheap Chinese diesel heater, and I can get the expensive ones, which is the like the Webasto and things like that, which are very expensive heaters, which is what all the Chinese diesel heaters are based on. But Graham actually bought me a new heater. It's not quite a Webasto, but I think it's the closest you're going to get to it for the price, one of the closest. It's more expensive than the Chinese diesel heaters. I'd probably say at least double the price. They're a lavaner, I think that's how you pronounce it, lavaner heaters. They're again based on the Webasto design, but they've upgraded a lot of the parts in there for more superior parts, and the casing, everything else like that, glow plugs and everything else are much better. I'll talk about that when I get it out and show you what the differences are between that and the other one. But my main focus for today is the roof. So let me just pop outside. So about that sun. Now where I bought, if I can get out the sun, if you can see, that sun is bright. Let's get over here. Whew. That's better. I bought this, it looks white but it's actually supposed to be clear, tarpaulin, and I'm going to stick it over the roof, and I'm going to just lap it round the front, batten it on with a piece of 3x2, something like that. That's all I've got. Hopefully I can get it on and it stays on okay. If it just for the winter, great. If it lasts longer, brilliant. If I need to, what I'm gonna do next year is, where, as I mentioned before, then these seams here, and remove this. You see this black stuff, look, this is supposed to be flexible, but as you can see, it just crumbles up. So I'm gonna remove all that, and I've got some strips of plastic which I've got this stuff, probably 4 or 5 inches wide. I'm gonna get some CT1 all the way down the joins. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 joins to do on that, so that could be a summer job, I think, to be honest. But what I'm gonna do today is I'm gonna try and get this on, but I'm gonna have to get Gran to help me on that one. It is a big sheet. I think, I can't think what size I ordered now. 5x3, I think. I don't know, but that's the job for today. So I'm gonna get my stuff together. I'll get my drill, I'll find the screws, sort the battens out, stuff like that, get everything together, and then we'll make a go of it. I'm not looking forward to doing the back or that side here. As you can see, this is where I left that overhang here, quite a big overhang on this. Just to give it a bit of protection down here really, so it's going to be interesting to get that under there, but I'm sure I'll figure it out anyway. Oh, I didn't even know he was out. He's like, say hello. He's not lumbering the park, so anyway, let's get this stuff together, let's get on with it. Okay guys, so tarpaulins on the roof, not as neat as I'd like it. I think it's mainly the panels are slightly different sizes, because I wear second-hand panels on the top bit on. I think it's going to do what I need to do in the winter. Whether it's going to be a permanent one, I don't know. I'll have to see how it holds up against UV, even though it said it's supposed to be got UV protection in there. See how it holds up over the winter, and if I need to in the summer, what I'll do is as I said, I'll put them strips in. So I'll spin you around, show you a quick look at it for now. I say probably only temporary, but we'll see how it looks. So I'll get you around. Okay, there you go. As you can see, I put it on, and I just put a 3x2 batten all the way across, and that goes all the way to that end, and all the way down there. I haven't cut these off because that is quite the strengthening piece there, but that's secure. The hardest part was at the back. Getting around there was a nightmare, and this overhang here as well, getting that sorted in there, but that's okay for now. So if I come inside, it's a little darker, but whether you can actually see that light through there, look, that bit of daylight, that's where it was leaking on the little bits here. I think because obviously it's a timber structure, in the summer and the winter as it opens, because these are screwed onto the battens, these are moving, and there was no give in that stuff that I used. And as you can see on that one, it's even worse. You know, I did put some clear silicone in there, but that's what it was leaking in a couple of these spaces down there. That one was fine. Nothing happened to that one, but it was mainly there. There's a little bit here and here as well. There's a piece dripping. So that's going to stop that anyway. Come back out in the light. So that is going to stop the rain getting in them bits, and it's giving a bit more insulation for the winter. As I said, for the summer, where the joins are down here, so there's one wherever it is, I can't see the roof on there, there's one here. I might put some plastic down. I haven't decided 100% yet on that, but it'll do the job for the winter. And I still think what an awful job they did of that bloody tree next door when they had that done. I hacked that to pieces, a conifer. Awful job. If I knew he was having it done, I'd have done it for him and done a much better job than that. Anyhow, but yeah, it's on. It's secured down. It's going nowhere. It's not going to blow off. You can see I put some timber lock bolts through to hold them upside down at least. So yeah, fingers crossed that's going to last for the winter, but we'll have to wait and see. Okay, back in here now. That's it for today. I've just done a water filter clean in here and clean these out. My next job would be my heater. I need to swap that over. As I said, it is. Let me get my words out. Graham has bought me a uprated heater with a lot better components in it, so hopefully it's going to last, and I'll run it through you with you and tell you what the differences are between that and the cheaper Chinese versions. There's a few differences, but we'll talk through them when I show you on the unboxing. And then, not unboxing as such, but I'll go through the bits with you. I know it's not koi related, but I know there's a lot of people out there now in the koi hobby who are starting to use diesel heaters to warm their filter houses and grow-ons and stuff. So I'll talk you through that. I say it is more expensive, at least probably double the price of a cheaper Chinese one. I will find out the exact price and I'll tell you how much it was. But yeah, it's a good heater from what I've read about them anyway, but I'll move that tomorrow. So I'm losing the light now, so that's it for now. I should hopefully catch you, as long as it's not raining, tomorrow. Okay guys, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to talk you through my new diesel heater. If you've been watching me in the past, that you know I've had a few issues with the diesel heater I bought. It's broken down several times, and the last time I got an error code. I've tried everything I can to get it working, and it's still not working right. It's not working at all now. So I wanted to I looked around at upgrading, done lots of research on it, and I thought, well, okay, I'm going to have to wait to buy one. When you look into diesel heaters, there's the real top end of the range, which is your Webasto, and I think it's pronounced Eberspacer. They're top end diesel heaters, and for mine, which is a 2 kilowatt one, if you went for say a Webasto, which is one of the best ones, you're looking at minimum £800 plus for one of those, and I can't afford that. So most people go for the cheaper end, which is the Chinese versions of them. Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with the Chinese versions of them. My 5 kilowatt one I've got has been running absolutely fantastic, not an issue with it at all. A friend of mine's got the same make as my 5 kilowatt one. He's had it for 2 years, no issues. But I've been having issues with my other 2 kilowatt one I've got, and because the 5 kilowatt one is a bit too much, uses a bit too much fuel, and for this size here, it's a bit overkill, to be honest. So I don't need the 5 kilowatt one on it. So I was looking around and I found another one, which is this one, by a company called Lavaner. Now they're about twice as much as a cheap diesel, Chinese diesel heater one. With when you buy them, AliExpress, which is where this one's from, I think with the you pay the tax and the shipping on it, it's around £220, £230 if I remember rightly. Now I thought, can't afford that at the moment, especially coming to Christmas, so I thought I'll have to wait and use the 5 kilowatt heater. But Graham was really nice, and he bought me an early Christmas present, and he bought it for me. So now, why is it twice as expensive as a cheap Chinese heater? Now, they have made quite a few upgrades on them, so I'll talk you through some of the upgrades. Obviously it comes with your standard, I think that's a 10, or is that a 15? I think that's the 10 litre fuel tank. We've got your declaration on there, UK Declaration of Conformity, mixes everything to the UK standard in there. So firstly we'll get the box of parts out. Talk you through some of these upgrades on the parts that you get. So we'll start with the exhaust pipe. Now the standard generic Chinese diesel heater pipe are very rigid. When you try and straighten them out, you've really got to give them some force, but this one, as you can see, it's quite easy to shape. It's much thicker on there, much thicker. This is actually the exact same exhaust pipe that you will get on the Webasto and the Eberspacer. They have exactly the same fuel exhaust pipe, so that's an upgrade. The next upgrade I've done is the silencer. Now the cheap Chinese ones, when you feel them, they are really quite light and feel very thin tin and brittle, and some of them rattle. This one's real heavy duty, a lot harder, and whether you can see in there, I don't know. You probably can't in there. It's got like a little meshing in there, like a grid system, and that's supposedly really helps reduce the noise. So that's another upgrade we've done. Next upgrade is actual fuel pipe. What normally comes with generic heaters is the very thin clear or the green fuel pipe that's actually quite squidgy, but this is the rigid nylon stuff. They've upgraded. Apparently they've upgraded from like Triclix as well, is another reasonable make you can get, but they've upgraded from that to an even better one than the Webasto one apparently. So that's the fuel pipe. Talking of fuel, fuel clamps. What they normally give you is some cheap fuel clamps you either have to push together with a pair of pliers, or a very cheap Jubilee clip style thing. But these ones they've upgraded to these. You can either do it with a spanner or a screwdriver, and it doesn't actually just clamp around. Like a jewelry clip, it can go off to one side. They've upgraded those. They've also upgraded the fuel filter as well. The cheap generic ones you get just a little clear plastic thing which you can't undo. But these, obviously, you can undo it if you need to clean it out on there. And it also comes with a water separator. So if to get water in your fuel line, which I have had in the past, I've had water in my fuel. It gets into here first. You'll see it at the bottom, and all you do is you open that. It'll drain out at the bottom. Once the water's gone, close it back up. And with the generic one, some people that haven't got the fuel filter the right way, there is a little arrow on the front of that where you can see that it's actually which way the fuel goes in. So it comes in from this side, it comes out that side. So upgraded fuel filter as well. And for your fuel line, they give you these pipes as well, which they have cut to the desired amount that you need. They fit in there with your clamp on there, and you clamp on that side to say your fuel filter like that with the clamp on either end. So that's an upgrade on them as well. What else we got? What they also do as well, which I think is really good, is they give you a spare set of gaskets. Well, give you 2 sets of gaskets and 2 of your wire mesh diffusers in there as well. If you do have to take it apart to clean it or whatever reason, they always recommend to replace your gaskets. So they do give 2 of them as well, which is really handy. Fuel pump is just it is actually a generic fuel pump, 22 milliliter fuel pump on there. Hose clips as well. I can open these again when you're for your exhaust pipe and your air intake and stuff. What they would normally do is just give you a standard Jubilee clip like this type of thing, or even I've had one that's even worse than that, really cheap nasty things. But what they've done as well, that one is fine for your air intake, that's fine, but for your exhaust they really have beefed these up. These things, nice chunky exhaust wraps there, so it'll really give you a good seal on your exhaust pipe. That's really good upgrade on that one. What they depending on your vehicle as well, when you buy a cheap Chinese heater, they give you one of these, which is fine if you've got onto a metal plate in your van or whatever else. In fact, even this is a lot sturdier than the cheap ones. But if you're going through wood, something like that, these are okay, not great. But what they have supplied, which you normally do have to buy extra, pay extra, is they actually give you a turret plate. Which this is a Lavaner's own design turret plate, very similar to the Webasto ones. So that would replace that. So that will go through your floor there, and with that metal ring, any heat and stuff from the exhaust pot, which is out the bottom, is kept away from the wood and stuff like that. So that is a really good upgrade. Normally, if you want to upgrade, you have to pay extra for one of them. So that's a really good upgrade on there. They also give you some silicone coated exhaust wrap as well, if you need that. Again, this is quite an extra cost to get the silicone wraps. If you buy an aftermarket for your Chinese heaters. What else we got? Air intake. On your standard air intake, what you'll probably find is they may have a little wire mesh inside there, and that's basically it, just stopping the big debris. But you can see in there, this one has been really upgraded. It's got a foam inside. Foam, yep. quite a dense foam in there to get the smaller particles out, so that's that going into your heater and give you a much cleaner burn on there. So once you've got your clips for your ducting, talking of the ducting, yes, it's not a very long piece of ducting, it will stretch a little bit, as you'll see it stretch out, but even this has been upgraded. It's a lot. The other ones you'll bend it like that and you'll bounce back. Just if you bend it like that, it bounces back to there. But this one, it will virtually stay there. As you see, it's a lot thicker on them, so much better upgrade on those. The wiring loom, again, heavier duty wiring loom, really good plug on them. They actually come with those pre-soldered on, and these are actually the same lengths. A lot of the standalone Chinese diesel heaters, you'll find these will be different lengths. One will be much longer than the other, but these are both the same size, so that's really helpful on those. Here, just the standard fixings. Instruction manual. Now, your installation and instruction manual. Now this is really good. This has actually been written by somebody who actually understands heaters and in a language you can actually read, to be honest, which is really good. So it's all good in there, tells you all the parts and stuff, but that's a really good upgrade. Better controller. Manual. The controller is just a generic controller, and they have on this one, get it off, supplied a bracket as with the other ones, and the remote control. Haven't looked into this controller yet, but they do give you a control panel as well, instruction manual, and if you prefer and you can't screw it on, they give you a double-sided sticky pad as well. If you've got to put it onto, if you don't want to use the bracket and you want to put it onto something smooth, they give you that as well. They also give you obviously your ducting plates, which again these are a bit more substantial than your standard ones. If you want to go into your fuel tank, you can use one of these. In one of the bags, probably the one I've already taken out, there is the tap in there as well if you want to use it. So that's just the some of the parts you get. That's not what all have upgraded. The heater itself feels a lot heavier than the standard generic Chinese diesel heaters. Much heavier on these. But some of the upgrades they've done inside as well, which are one of them I think might have been one of the issues I've been having with mine, is this part here, which is your motherboard. Have I got another one in here? No, I'll take it, yes. Standard Chinese diesel is a motherboard. It's a little thin black box and it's completely open underneath. Now this one is waterproof. If I took that out and put underneath, you'd see they've got a big coating, all coated inside. So that's actually a waterproof motherboard, which I think that might have been an issue with mine. I'd had a bit of condensation or something get into there and it knackered the motherboard. The heat sensor, which is here, this has been upgraded as well to the same heat sensor as in the Webasto. As with the glow plug as well, that's the upgraded glow plug, same as you'll get in the Webasto, which will have different connections on the back. The cheaper versions have just a little white clip, that's like a two-prong thing. This is a big waterproof, and you've got the seal around it and everything else, so that's been upgraded. The internals of it have been upgraded as well to the burn chamber is much thicker, and the combustion chamber as well, that's all been upgraded as well. So the internals have been upgraded really well on that. The fan inside as well has been balanced, but it's actually been double balanced. So it's been balanced, then balanced again, to give that a nice smooth running inside in there as well. So it should be a lot quieter, the fan. So that is the basic, that's it for the upgrades. Really pleased with it, very happy with what it comes with and the extras it comes with, and some of the upgrades it's got, well, all the upgrades really. With my heater, when I actually did fit it, I actually replaced most of the jumper clips myself, because the ones that actually come with them are really cheap. I upgraded the fuel line on my old one, but when I install this one, I am going to take everything out completely. The only thing I'm going to leave up is my fuel tank, because that's the same fuel tank. I'm not going to change that, but everything else, fuel line, fuel filter, fuel pump, obviously harness and everything else, exhaust, air intake, all that is going to be from the new one. And then fingers crossed it all works well. So really pleased with this so far. I want to say thanks, Graham, really appreciate it. Nice early Christmas present. Don't know if I'm going to get fitted today. I've got a couple of jobs I need to do, so I'm going to have to continue my 5 kilowatt heater today, but I will get this installed at some point. As I said before, I know it's a Kai channel and a diesel heater is not really Kai related, but there is more and more people wanting to use these diesel heaters now and buying them for their grow-on system, if they've got a filter house or their grow-on house like this, the bunker. And there's a few more people thinking of buying them. So yes, the cheap versions are really good. I had no problems with mine last year. I had one little problem with the motherboard, went once, but up until after that it was running fine. The 5 kilowatt one I've got, and that's running, that runs fine, but it uses a lot more fuel. So I want to go back to the 2 kilowatt, because this size room doesn't really need it. But do your research, check what you think. If you can't afford a more expensive one, there's nothing wrong with the cheaper Chinese ones. You get good and bad in everything. I suppose even the Webasto ones, you can have just, unfortunately, have something go wrong. It's one of them things, you never know. But hopefully the reviews on this lavaner are really good. Everybody's really positive. When I've been on different forums and asked people, I say, look, I'm looking for a new a new 2 kilowatt heater. What do you recommend? 99% of the people said go for the lavaner. So that's what I got. So yeah, hopefully it's going to work okay. We'll see. But that's it. So I won't do the install on this video, I don't think. That will be on the next one. By the time this one goes out, this will probably after Christmas now this goes out. Hope you all had a great Christmas. I know I did. Well, hope I did. Well, it isn't Christmas yet, but anyway, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Don't forget to pop our Facebook and Instagram. So until the next one, stay safe. Jobs are good.